Microsoft did it. They finally did it. Final Fantasy is coming to the Xbox Series X. But which Final Fantasy? So before we dive into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell for more gaming content here on this channel. Now, about a month or so ago, we talked about the fact that Square Enix, after the whole FTC situation, Activision Blizzard, we've been getting a lot of details that Microsoft been putting out that Square Enix and Sony had certain exclusivity deals, and Sony had pretty much had gotten Square Enix to not put Final Fantasy or any of the major Final Fantasy titles on the Xbox Series X and just the Xbox platform in general. And that also brings a lot of discussion when it comes to fans, especially those who love Final Fantasy but also only own an Xbox and would love to get a lot of titles, especially from the Final Fantasy series and the more recent ones, the AAA experiences on the platform. And it just seemed to just be nothing but a pipe dream. But over the weekend, there were some announcements made regarding the future of Final Fantasy and Microsoft on the Xbox platform. So which Final Fantasy is coming to the Xbox Series X? That Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy 14 Online. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably saying that, hey, this is not a big deal. Like, a lot of you guys probably don't play the MMO or anything of that sort. But if you've been keeping track of this whole discussion when it comes to Final Fantasy 14, this is such a big deal because Final Fantasy 14 is a big deal on itself. I mean, it took the world by storm overnight. And it took away some of the flair that World of Warcraft had. A lot of people made mass exodus to move over to Final Fantasy 14. I think the biggest player in this too is Asmongold, when Asmongold decided to move over. And he's a big Twitch streamer, so he has a lot of influence. But the moment he decided to cross over and try Final Fantasy 14, that really made people jump ship over. So Final Fantasy 14 has been gaining a lot of relevance, a lot of power, a lot of popularity, and people seem to enjoy themselves with it. But Xbox fans were the only ones that was pretty much left in the dark with this, wondering that, hey, when is our turn? When are we going to get Final Fantasy 14? When are we going to be able to enjoy this world along with the PC players and the Sony players? And people's been waiting for this. Also, another YouTuber that goes by or has a channel called Work to Game. His name is also Brian. He has the same name as me. That's awesome. And I've been a long time follower of him as well. And he's been advocating for such a long time to have Final Fantasy 14 come over to the Xbox platform. And he finally got his wish during the event that happens every year for Final Fantasy 14 Online. Let it out, bro. Let it all out. You fought hard for this, and you finally got your wish. You finally got your wish. Every year, everybody comes to this festival, and Yoshi P and his team makes announcements, and people pretty much expect a new expansion pack, maybe new classes, and everything with these updates. So during this festival event, Yoshi P comes out on stage, and he pretty much shocks everyone, especially players in the Xbox community, when he says in his language, his native language, Phil Spencer. When he said Phil Spencer, you didn't understand anything else, but you heard Phil Spencer. Xbox fans' hearts just stopped. Everybody's heart stopped at that moment. Phil Spencer comes on the stage, and everybody knew what this was about. Final Fantasy 14 finally coming to the Xbox platform. And I'm happy for the Xbox players out there, because you gotta understand, man, like, Xbox fans been starving for Final Fantasy and just Square Enix titles in general, and it's very confusing of how they release their titles on the Xbox platform when you look at examples like Octopath Traveler 1, but you don't see anything from Octopath Traveler 2. So everything is so fragmented. You have Crisis Core, Reunion, but you don't have Final Fantasy 7 Remake. So it's so fragmented, which means a lot of fans don't invest in a lot of things because they're not sure if these sequels are ever going to come. The relationships and the contracts that they have, it's just all over the place. So a lot of fans, don't have a lot of faith as far as Square Enix is concerned to have their games on their platform. But now Final Fantasy 14 is finally here. So now gamers get a chance to enjoy it, and of course it's cross-play. So now welcome the Xbox community with the PlayStation and the PC community, and everybody can play together in harmony. And a beta test is coming in January, or not January, but coming in 2024. So is this new expansion pack that everybody's been waiting for the 7.0 update. And the name of this expansion pack is called Dawntrail. Now, the thing is, I've been playing Final Fantasy 14. I haven't been playing it as much because, you come to my channel, I have so much stuff going on. I haven't had time to game with mostly anything But when it comes to Dawntrail pretty much sets us up with this new theme. I think the theme is going to be more island based. As you can see the culture, you can see the locations, how people are dressed, but there's also some hints of a possible new class or new job. And people are speculating that it may be Corsair, which was a pirate job that you can also find in Final Fantasy 11, which is also my favorite MMO RPG of all time. Love Final Fantasy 11, my first actual MMO experience. And Corsair was a job in that game as well. And pretty much it's like Gambler in most Final Fantasy games of the past, where you roll the die, you get particular buffs, maybe debuffs and everything like that, and they normally pack a gun or whatever. But many people are speculating that maybe there could be more to this job, but you can tell by how the character is dressed in the opening of the Dawntrail trailer. So people are really talking. They got the community talking, and I'm really enjoying that because I love the reactions from the community and what everybody's expecting to come from this. But last but not least, another thing that they have decided to do with Final Fantasy 14 is that they're doing a graphical overhaul. Now, this is something that Yoshida has been talking about, him and his team, that they would love to upgrade the game itself. I mean, the game, it's been almost been a decade so far, if I can remember, since it's been relaunched and everything like that. Well, it's about to be a decade probably. The title been around for quite some time. It's been around for a long time. And Final Fantasy 14, they plan on supporting this for a very long time. Now, I believe that there will be another MMO. I believe Final Fantasy 17 may be an MMO, in my personal opinion. But they're definitely going to take Final Fantasy 14 and take it as far as they can possibly can. So that also means that there's some upgrades that needs to be done, similar to what Phantasy Star Online 2 has done with the overhaul with the graphics and everything when it shipped over to the Xbox Series X. When you look at the visuals here, I can see a difference. Now, some people may think that it's not a big leap, and I wasn't expecting a big leap, but I did expect that there will be some differences. And Yoshi P has been talking about this from some time, that he wanted to do this. But when you're doing graphical overhauls and updates, especially to an MMO, a lot of stress testing has to be done, and it takes a lot of manpower and it takes a lot of development time to work on this, and it's very expensive because you're pretty much overhauling the entire game since the year the game has been released up until now. So there's a lot of content and a lot of things they have to go through. But you notice that, yes, shading, the lighting, the character models have all received a graphical overhaul, and it's looking beautiful. And this is coming just in time for the release of the Xbox Series X version, which they'll be doing the beta for January 24th. And also Dawntrail will be coming as well for all platforms 2024. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. And that wraps this video up. I definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comment sections below. What do you think about Final Fantasy 14? Have you ever played any of the Final Fantasy MMOs? And if so, which one is your favorite? Either Final Fantasy 11 or Final Fantasy 14? And what would you love to see in the future as far as content is concerned, jobs, or anything that you would love to see in future updates for Final Fantasy 14? So make sure you leave your thoughts in the comment sections below. Like it, subscribe, because it helps me in the algorithm. And that's about it. This is Mugen Lord signing off. I'll see you Game Fiends later. Peace out.